good. Yeah, we stopped on this question and we were going to prove why be correct. First sentence explained unresolved scientific question, as he mentioned here. How deep scientists are still searching for this question. And the second one, he said hypothesizing. Who's hypothesized? Scientific scientists, colleagues, and yes. And after that, then describes an observation, as he mentioned, they found. That is called sentence one, sentence two, sentence three. So the unresolved question, what did they hypothesize, and what did they discover to prove this hypothesis? It's called the structure of this paragraph. But wait, why C is wrong? Because the first sentence does not discuss the process that they used. Start with this one. So the beginning is wrong. It explains the hypothesis. No, the hypothesis was number two, not one. This means the order of the discussion is wrong. So it is wrong. This is called the overall structure. We don't have any rules for the structure in writing. It depends on the author and the writer, it depends. But logically, most common to start with the problem, and then what is your hypothesis about it, and what did you do to test it, and what did you find as consequences or findings of your experiment. It's logically, but perhaps the author do the opposite. It depends on the writer. All right, so now let's make it easy for you to find some easy questions, because you are my guest today. Now, yeah, come on, number 20, let's guess together.
Okay. Oh. This?
So why do you think it is this?
Because the other options don't make sense. Because it's singular.
So why not the other questions?
Because these, those, and some describe like something plural, and it was the first time. That means it was like singular. So, and this is the singular.
Yeah, all right. So you guessed it because it refers to the previous situation. He said making this the first time organization would. So you're talking about the previous entire situation. So this is singular.
Also,
Right.
the tense of the word time is the only one that like fits this, because these requires time to be times, and same with those and some.
Yeah, all right, but don't guess that it's a time is singular, it's a singular. No, making this swap refers to something mentioned before, but it does not refer to a specific point for general about situation, to the entire situation. Right? That is great. What is 21? Try.
Yeah. I think it's A, used.
So letter A used. Why not B?
Because over here it's sentence like
Let me help you. You have studied in the grammar in grade 8 sentence and the sentence fragment. So to use full stop like that, this part must be sentence, not fragment. Fragment means it lacks a subject, it lacks a verb, it lacks a complete thought. So if I said that land, and land here refers to the person, not land as earth. It's capital letter proper. So right. So land subject. Land did what? To his technology to invent the word. If you wanted to use have used, this is a phrase. This is not complete verb phrase to work as a verb for the sentence. This is a phrase, infinitive phrase, and the phrase is a part of a sentence, not verb. Wrong. Using its present participle phrase, as you have studied phrases, and the present participle phrase is a part of the sentence, not the verb of the sentence. So this is wrong. Let me think in another way. If I said land using or land is using, was using. So this is main verb. Okay, where is the helping verb? So landing was using, landing have been using. So the verb is not complete. So this is wrong.
Hmm.
So use the here. Why use the correct? Because the verb phrase complete and it's a past because the content is past. That's it. Feel it? That is brilliant. Now let's try number 22. Let me help your eyes.
Okay. Ensures.
So letter D
D. I think it's D.
and B or D.
They
So,
both make sense.
so wait, both make sense. How? Must
It's supposed to has insured. Yeah.
Yeah, no, let me help you. You remember here we have verbs. You must find the subject and the object. Now we read the sentence only, this part from full stop to full stop. Okay. Now you have studied in grammar that to know the subject, ask yourself who did the action, who or what ensure or ensures whatever. It's fine. Using one of these sons ensures. So using is a gerund, and the gerund is subject, and the gerund is singular, so we need singular verb. You remember the scale of subject verb agreement? If your subject is singular, your verb must be singular, right?
Yep.
You so here it's singular. Sometimes, but this is keep it later. Something called hacks, but the problem we need proof, evidence for the answer. So your subject here singular, so it must be singular. Here plural wrong, here plural wrong, here plural for present simple wrong. So all of them plural wrong. Let's try next.
It's B, obviously.
So letter B and the letter B. Very good. Excellent, Sam. Now 24.
D. Represent.
So are you sure or uncertain?
Mm, I know.
Now ask yourself what or who represent key moments and the personalities of the 20th century.
The iconic references.
So such iconic preferences, and this is plural, and this must be plural. That is. That is great. And later, inshallah, we will have many ways to prove your answer by logic, content, by structure, grammar. So we have two ways by content, by structure. But you did it by content, that what or who represents. But later, we'll study that this is non essential information delete, and this is non essential information delete. So you will find the structure like that subject, information, verb. We delete all of these and we'll find the relationship here. So this is your subject and this is your verb. But later we'll discuss in everything, inshallah. So letter D is correct. Perfect. Let's try.
A.
So why it's a letter A?
Because oh wait, it's not A.
Let's prove why B. Why B?
Oh,
You have studied in grammar something like that. If you wanted to use title, and after the title, the name, between them, we don't use any punctuation. So the title is, they know the title, just like your job, like artist, teacher, psychologist, scientist, whatever. So artist, and then the name of the artist. So between them, we don't use any punctuation. So no dash, no calling, no comma. So it must be letter B. So letter B is the best answer.
Mm.
Do you imagine it?
Yeah.
Now let's try the next.
C. Oh no, I mean B. I mean C. Sorry.
Did I X or B? Yeah, why not have two answers? But C or B, that is great improvement. So you know that Y is wrong, Y is wrong. This is a fact. Let me help you. You have studied in grammar that we can add additional information between two dashes. Look, to
And it
emphasize
requires a comma, so it's
information before. So he said here, Kelly, paired excerpts of these conversation with photographs. And then he said, both of interviews, items they described from blah, blah, blah. And then dash and then complete the sentence. So I found that before the first dash, complete the sentence after the dash. Yes or no? Let's
yeah.
read. Calipered. Look, two powerful effect. That means this is the best placement for the dash, and that is the second dash. It must be here, not there. this means
Yeah. There must be a comma after, after describe.
But later we'll discuss why calling here wrong. Because you studied before that, before calling, it must be complete sentence. Complete sentence means it has subject, verb, complete thought. And then calling, and after the calling, we need explanation for something mentioned before calling. Okay, but this is part, you see, to the end. It's not explanation of something before. Did you imagine?
Okay.
Before the calling, it is fragment. This fragment. It had a mistake. But later we'll discuss all these details. But you did it, so here B is the best answer. For additional information between two dashes. You did your best. Now let's test your mind. Read and try.
27 or 29?
27 in order.
Okay. D as a result.
So as a result, do you mean?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because it's like based on this happens, like as a result to like the cause as the how do I say that?
All right, so you
Like
try to find evidence. As he mentioned here, they using heating. And using heating, of course, would make it black. Yes or no?
yeah, it's like the cause and effect of something.
Yes. And we don't have any contrast. What is the contrast between this idea and this idea? So there's no way. For example, this is not an example to this one. And previously means this action happened before that. This doesn't work. If you saw all of these, so your guess is correct. And you try to find evidence.
Yeah.
Out 28, half your time.
Yeah. I'm not really sure, but I think it's D though.
So do you want to make it though?
Mm,
As you like. What does your mind say?
I don't know. Not sure. But it
So your mind says D. And what does your heart says? Yeah, let's prove why it's so correct. Let's just find anything. Historians agree that the jazz, right, pianist, blah blah blah, was exaggerating. What means exaggerating?
like how do you say that? Like
To explain something more than it needs, or to explain something that is not real.
not real, like not possibly real, like
So exaggerated, like to explain something more than it needs. So he exaggerated when he claimed to have invented jazz music. You see, that means he did not. Feel it? Right? He said here, no one can deny. You see, though that Martin's innovative compositions and remarkable improvisational skills. That means, yes, he exaggerated, he improvised. And you know, improvise just like to do something without planning. It's a spontaneous reaction. You see something not proved why, right? But already here we have how he was exaggerating and how that exaggeration, that improvisation helped shape jazz as a genre. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
That is opposite. So it is correct. That's why. So no one can deny, despite this fact, that he did it. Even so, he did not invented jazz music.
He
Even,
just like
even though his skills helped to shape. That's why. So exaggeration, something means just like it did not happen. Imagine it like that. How it did not happen, then how it shaped it as a beginner. So it is opposite indeed. But why C is wrong? Because in other words means I'm going to explain the same idea. Okay, but this is not the same idea of that. He said here he was exaggerating. Here he didn't explain again or emphasize or proved. So it is letter D correct. That is right. And of course it's not cause and effect, as you know.
mm-hmm.
Right? Let's try the next.
Not sure.
But what is your answer?
Not really sure, but I know for a fact that it's not C.
It's not C. Perfect. What else is wrong?
Mm,
And not D
it's
because
not D.
as
It's
I
not.
did, it's not the same. And subsequently means after that, action in order of time. But this action is not an order of time, it's opposite. How opposite? Let's find. He mentioned here countries with single ballot majoritarian elections for a single member districts tend to use to polarize into two-party systems. And here he make look, contrast. Countries tend to support multi-partism. Here countries use only two parts for government. And here he used many parties, partism as you know. So partism as you know.
Yeah.
Let's make comparison between this country's use, this country's use. So this is called the conversely. So converse means in contrast, in comparison. So It's not A because this action does not happen in order in time after that. How we compare between two countries here, countries with single, countries with proportional representation. And another comparison, countries with single elections. Here, countries with proportional electoral systems. Do you feel it? Yeah, that is
Like
right. And later,
opposite.
that means we need to read a lot about social sciences, market government, or business and economy, sociology, psychology. When you grow up in grade 9 and 10, you read a lot. Now let's prove that.
I think it's B. However,
So it is, however, sure. So you're sure or
no.
let's try. You said that we have contrast. What is the preface idea? This one? Is that opposite?
I don't know.
So it's not out because he said a turtle shell appears as seems to be external to the animal, and so protecting its body like armor. So the turtle shell, the shell seems to be it's external, it's up. It's like it's easy to see outside.
I
And by this action, turtle protects its body like an arm. But the following, it does not express an opposite. It says the shell is incorrectly assumed to be exo like X. So it means it's wrong. You see, when in fact so he proves it is not external because it is an endoskeleton. It's an endoskeleton. He explained part of the turtle's internal bone structure, more akin to a spine. This is way. So it's not opposite. So we prove B is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The following is not an example. The following, it's it's just like evidence to prove why it's wrong, believably to be external. So that means here it's is wrong. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, that being said, what means this expression? It means I'm going to explain the same idea. Is that explanation to that? Or it is consequence, hence, for this one. So hence here is going to prove something before as consequence. If so, it's not the same. Because that being said means I'm going to explain the same idea. Or to illustrate it, or to give details about it. Okay, the following is not the same. So it is cause and effect. Do you know it? Or as a result.
I get it now.
Yeah, so later, inshallah, we'll study a lot about all of these transition words. Now, yeah, because this is a question difficult for your grade. Now, let's see something easy. If you are not angry,
Mm.
let's make it easy for you. Don't worry, we'll finish after 10 minutes. We always read the question quickly. So he wanted to know what does this phrase mean as you have studied in reading. Cool. Let's read.
Okay. C.
So letter C is the best answer. You are a great man. Yes. Number two.
Okay. I think it's either C or D.
So C or D. Do you have any reason why A and B wrong?
Because
Because in the meaning of occupy, the occupy can be engaged or in, do you remember? In habit. To occupy a building, for example, or to engage, for example, I can say the idea of being a doctor after 10 years occupied my mind. See, could be, but here it does not make sense. Let's know why. Because what is the subject of these verbs? The team has been able to do what? To the detailed information about. So remember something. The fossils are so well preserved. So that means cause and effect. So because the fossils are well preserved, what could happen?
the team has been able to obtain detailed information about the life forms, blah blah blah.
Excellent. So now you found it. So when you find the verbs, find subject and object to help you. But wait, why not be wrong? And what was wrong?
Because
Is to connect and
word
hide.
is like
Yeah, you know, it's connect and hide. But how that means they collect the information and then hide it? You see? It could be to collect information to obtain, but how to hide? It does not make sense. Feel it? And the letter C, of course, wrong.
because
They are
they didn't preserve it.
to reserve the information, or they want to understand. You feel it? To understand what's going on in life and on Earth, not to preserve it. So here, of course, it does not make sense at all. Perfect. Very good try. Here is the same.
Reduced A.
So letter A. What support A and why B is wrong?
Intensified. So I need like an antonym for the word intensified.
So yes, but how did you know it's antonym language? Whereas, so this clause is opposite to this clause. Here, he said in the first ones too, and they make, you know it, intensified. As you know, we have redundant, abundant, I mean, so we have a lot of it. And here it's reduced. That is correct. And I'm not talking about the information flow is evaluated or appreciated or not. It's more determined, of course. Do you know it? So what help you? The conjunction whereas. That is right. Now the last question for you. If you answer it correct, you will go for fun. If it's not, we'll continue up. Take care.
I think it's D.
And I think it's A. So now let's revise the vocab. What means conspicuous? It means clear or obvious. Yes or no?
But it also has another meaning, which is like attracting attention stuff.
All right, but here he said the word has what in history called an historical memory in Britain. He said partly because so this is the reason.
Oh,
He said it's overshadowed. What means overshadowed? You know,
like kind of.
out an idea. You cover it, you hide it, you make it unclear. It's not proved yet. You know it? That's why A means uncertain. You know it? Or uncertain means we are not sure. It's not proved yet. Do you see it? Because it's overshadowed. And letter B opposite to overshadow. But here is in the code, not whereas or even though. So no B. But what means contentious? It's a word you have studied in grade 8. Means cause a disagreement.
Like a controversial thing.
For example, do we have any controversial?
No?
No. So that's it. Enduring keep for a long time. But we don't talk about that because it does not any supporting information. Feel it? And we have explanation after calling. The country neither gained nor lost a significant territory or position as a result of its participation in the war. This means its place in the historical memory in Britain. Not sure yet, not certain, not clear to the point. That means here, this one is correct. That's why. Very good try, and you did your best. Well said. So I will talk to your mother after minutes about you, and let me confirm information. You are in American school that is proved by Dr. Mother, and you are in grade 8, and you go to school every day, and you are in American school in Saudi Arabia or which country?
Yeah.
Right?
Hi.
Can you give me the name of the city?
Jeddah.
So in Jeddah, please. Right, so I'm just like register information after you. And I did it. So after a second, inshallah, I will contact you, Dr. Mother, on Facebook to tell her more about your genius. Okay. I'm so delighted to meet you. And we'll meet you later, inshallah. And when you need any help, please